I've been growing these blackberry and purple raspberry plants on my backyard homestead for a few years now, and it's been one of the best investments I've made in my garden. These fruit on their second year canes, so as long as you manage the vines for the year, they produce every summer. So even though this year's growth won't produce any fruit, I have plenty of fruit from last year's growth. And they take up very small space. So when I say manage, I mean have a way to keep these vines up and safe and out of the way all year so that they can fruit the following year. So if I just let these roam around on the ground, they'd be competing with all the weeds and the grass on the ground. If I wanted to walk through here, we'd be stepping on them. Whereas with these trellises, they're up and out of the way. And you might say, well, that's not really small space. You have this giant plant in your backyard. And to that, I say, the only yard space I have lost is over here where the plants are actually growing. With these trellises, I can walk under them, we can mow under them, and the grass actually grows great underneath them. So overall, we haven't lost any yard space, and this has only been an asset. That means canes are just raspberry vines. This right here, you see how it has no fruit on it? This is a first year cane. This just grew. This is fresh growth. And it's not going to produce fruit this year.
So the second year canes that are fruiting right now, as soon as they're done producing their fruit for the year, I'll cut them all back and train this year's growth up onto the trellises.
So this is the base of one of those plants. You see that it's about the size of my hand. And this year's growth is the bright green vines. And last year's growth, what's fruiting up above, is the brown vines. So it'll be really easy when I need to come in and trim out last year's growth when it's done fruiting. So not all raspberry plants are created equal. I bought this plant from a big box store, and it produces red raspberries, very similar to what you get at the grocery store, but it spreads. I planted this way up in my garden, and it has come all the way to the fence line and spread back into that corner up there. So this really was not the ideal choice for my space, but I didn't know any better when I planted it.
One of the appealing things about this type of raspberry was that it's everbearing, meaning it gives you fruit on this year's growth and last year's growth. But just look at the space that one plant takes up versus these 6. This is a comparison between the purple raspberry fruit and the red raspberry fruit that I'm growing in my yard. Obviously, I love raspberries, but the purple raspberries are sweeter, almost like candy.
Let me know in the comments what you've thought about this backyard homesteading advice, and if you'd like to see more content like this of how I've turned my backyard into a tiny homestead oasis.